lesson plan number 10, moving right along. Today we are going to prepare our tomato concasse. We're going to do some orange suprèmes, and then we're also going to be creating a vegetable stock. So just as always, first things first, we're going to wash our hands with some soap and water. Okay, and now that that is taken care of, I'm going to start off with our tomato concasse. So we have our plum tomato. I think this is more of a plum tomato than a Roma tomato because it's a little bit rounder. But we still have our stem end intact. So we're just going to take our paring knife and we're going to put our thumb there in the center. We're going to kind of go in at an angle. We're going to go around in a circle because we want to get that core out. Just like that. And that goes in the trash. And then at the bottom, we're going to score it and we're going to make an X. So we're going to go in that way, turn it 90 degrees, go in that way. So we have our X here. Taking a look over here, we have our boiling hot water. So we're just going to, and we have our ice bath over here. So we're just going to go ahead and drop our tomato into the boiling hot water. And we're going to count to about 10, let's count to about 15 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, gonna take it out the water. You can already see that the skin is starting to burst. I'm gonna dunk it. I'm gonna dunk it right in that ice bath. The goal is to shock it and kind of stop the cooking process. So I'm going to keep that rolling around in there. My spoon's a little big. Normally I'd be wearing gloves if I were doing this. Well, this is likely going to be cooked again. But if this was ready to eat, you would be using gloves. My spoon is just a little bit large for the bowl. I'm going to keep that in there for a little while. Now we're going to take our tomato out of our ice bath. And see, we have some peeling here, here, and at our incision down there. So we're just going to go right in and peel that skin back. Okay. Go ahead and peel the tomato completely. Comes right off. And see, look, we're already done peeling the tomato. Now we're going to go ahead and throw our scraps in our scrap bucket over here. Going to go straight through. And we're going to cut this tomato into quarters. Okay. We're going to go in 1/4 at a time, and we're just going to take out those seeds. You could scrape it. I prefer to rinse the seeds out in that ice water bath that we have. That way I don't lose any more of the usable product. But yes, we're just going in. And see, there's still one seed there. And it comes off. Maybe a little bit of working is required. But it comes off in that ice bath. So I got 2 more. There you have it. 1 beautifully concasse tomato. All right, we're going to supreme our oranges. We're going to need our navel orange, our chef knife, and our paring knife. I'm actually quite familiar with supreming oranges. I used to work at an oyster bar where we had a citrus salad with grapefruits, blood oranges, navel oranges, and kata navel oranges. So did a lot of supreming in my day. This knife is actually quite funny. None of the chefs in that kitchen really liked this knife. They said it was the worst possible knife and you couldn't get anything done. I agree with that, except for when it comes to supreming oranges. This was my crown and glory here. I was able to kind of just boom, 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 get these done. So for the sake of the assignment, I will supreme some of these segments with a regular paring knife, but just for efficiency and effectiveness, I'm going to use this for the rest of them. So starting off, we have our navel orange and our chef knife, and we're just going to go ahead and cut off the tops and bottoms. I personally think it's easier when you have a complete circle of flesh showing on either end. So you just want to cut it deep enough so that you get a full circle, but not so deep that you're like, losing product. So now we have it. It's nice and stable. It's not going to go anywhere if I hit it with my knife. You're going to take this. You're going to kind of just go down the meat of the orange, or the flesh of the orange, I should say. You want to go all the way around. I prefer to use a chef knife. I feel like I have more control with a bigger knife. It's just me. A lot less waste. When I used to do these with my paring knife, I just was trying to struggle with it. So much easier to just use a chef knife and get it done and over with quickly, especially because it was a high volume oyster bar. So we got a lot of people, especially a lot of vegetarians who came in and wanted the citrus salad. We had this amazing lemon poppy seed salad dressing that we made in-house, and it was absolutely amazing. But I would have had to supreme a bushel of each, like a crate of each kind of orange. So I kind of it took me quite some time. I would have been dealing with citrus fruits for about 2 hours a day, just preparing them for the salads of the day. And then when it was a super busy week, I would even have to have somebody take over my station so I can make more supremes. It was crazy. But yeah, I take this is my favorite way to eat an orange. I'm not going to say I eat an orange this way every single time, but if I'm bored and I just feel like, playing around with my chef knife, I'm definitely going to go ahead and supreme it out and just kind of, feel that sense of nostalgia. So we have all of the pith off of here. And yes, you can see the membrane section. So, just for, missed a small piece there. Say you only have a chef knife, you can also do this with a chef knife too. So you're going to go right in on one side of the membrane. You're going to slice straight down into the center. You're going to go on the other side of the opposite membrane. Go straight down to the center, and it should just fall out just like that. The first time I was introduced to supremes, I was in culinary school, and my teacher took great pride in explaining to us about how the quality of the orange changes drastically just in the way that you decide to cut it. So it's actually a lot sweeter. It's actually a lot sweeter to it's a lot sweeter on the palate to just kind of eat it this way, because you've kind of gotten rid of that bitterness that's in the membrane of the orange. So I go right in, go straight down to the middle, plops right out. Go right in this way, fold it down like a page, go in on the other side of the opposite membrane, cut straight down, and there it is. This knife cuts through citrus like butter, like I said. Like, this knife made it so much easier to kind of, and I used to get the most product with this knife because I can get really, really close. Like, you can actually see, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the knife on the other side of the membrane. And with this, it was much easier to, just kind of flip it out. Here it is, and you're left with what I call the pinwheel. All right, so we're going to be doing our vegetable stock. We have our pan here, and it's on high heat, medium high heat, and we've got some olive oil in there. And we have our onions, we have our celery, carrots, onions, we have garlic, dried thyme, our bay leaf, and our parsley stems all in here. And we're just going to go ahead and get that on the fire. So the objective here is we don't want to caramelize anything. We just want to sweat these. So we're going to keep these over the heat for a few minutes. So 2 cups is a pint, and 2 pints is a quart, and we need 1 quart of water. So we need 4 cups of water. Again, we don't really want much color on these. I'm going to go ahead and add some salt. Give that another quick mix. We're just trying to slowly extract some of those flavors. It smells really good. So we're going to go in with our first 2 cups of water. And our second 2 cups of water. Mix that up a bit. We're going to let that go for about half an hour. First, we want this to come up to a boil. So I'm going to leave the heat on high here. When that comes up to a boil, I'm going to let it come back down to a simmer. and then we're going to let it reduce. Okay, awesome. So it looks as though our vegetable stock has reduced to about half, which is exactly what we were looking for. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that, take it off the heat. And over here I have just an empty pot, mostly just because I need a bowl of sorts, but the pot is what has enough space to hold the liquid. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the stock. We're just going to strain it. Okay. I'll just kind of bounce it up and down a bit. See if I can get any extra liquid out. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and just pour this into our container. So that can go ahead and get put in the freezer to chill. And we have about 2 cups worth of stock here. There you have it. We're going to kind of try and get some of these bits of thyme. But a little time never hurt anybody. All right.